Hi there, and welcome to another episode of Shift with Shubra. I'm your host, Shubra Benetti. I'm a certified astrologer as well as an Akashic Records reader and into a lot of other things as well. But first and foremost, also the host of this podcast, Shift with Shubra. And on today's episode, we are going to be talking about, I am I'm going to be talking a little bit about emotions and being aware of emotions and how they play a important factor on your body's responses to things. So let's get to it. I was introduced to this notion maybe a couple of years ago, and I didn't really understand it either then, properly. But as I got more and more into this sort of work of soul searching, about understanding where we're from, understanding the mind and body connection, I started to understand a little bit more on how the body responds to the mind and its thoughts, and therefore creates or exudes the emotions that the mind is actually perceiving. And I'll give you an example. If you could, I don't know where you are right now, but if you had a moment, if you were to close your eyes and just think of someone that you really do not like, someone that really just rubs you the wrong way. Like the moment you think of this person, you just honestly don't want to be in their presence. You are ready to either hurl profanities at them, or like just imagining this person has walked into the very same space as where you are right now, be it your home or if you're on the train or if you're in the office. Wherever you are, if this person has walked in, this person that brings you ultimate discomfort, for the notion to have a nice, safe word, let's say, if they were to walk in right now in front of you into your space, wherever you are, could you feel into your body what is happening? I mean, I'm no saint, so there are individuals in my life that I also, if I were to face them, probably not going to be happy to be really in their presence. Or there are certain people that I absolutely adore, but then they go into this funky mood that then creates this like bubble of where I'm just like, oh, I really do not want to be around them in this very moment, because they're entering into the not happy zone, whatever that zone might be of theirs. It's more, I more think of it like the repel zone, that they're in this sort of mindset of whatever it is, and they don't realize that they're repelling people by what they're thinking and saying. And so just imagining this person that really rubs you the wrong way, could be the bully that was in school, it could be the teacher that was horrible, could be the ex-colleague or boss that really picked on you, could be that ex, or could be that ex itself, relationship, could be a relative. So just imagining them in front of you and just feeling into the body how that feels, and just trying to label as much as you can what are some of the emotions that are coming out. Are those emotions of frustration, anger, discomfort, tightness, wretchedness, heavy, twisted, churning? Just identifying this type of sensations that are going through your body, as well as the emotions that you are feeling. If it's simply just like negative, that's fine too, but just observing how just by the thought of the person, in your mind, playing make believe that this person is in your mind in front of you, can invoke a physical response within your body as well as an emotional response that's tied to that physical. So the emotions of just thinking about that person, which is, and if you don't have the words for the emotion, it could just be like, I really don't like this person. I don't like how they make me feel. They were, they're so XYZ, whatever it could be. They're so negative. They're so toxic. They're so, whatever negative words that you want to use. And they are making me feel all of those things. And I can feel by feeling those emotions of like, the frustration, the anger, the disgustedness, let's say, and then into my own body, I can feel how those emotions manifest on a physical level. And that could be sensations of tightness, constriction, heaviness, it could be itchiness for some people, and it's all of these things. It could be burning, it could be just like fire that comes within the center of your body, whether it's in the throat or whether it's in the gut, whether the gut feels like it's squeezing shut, for example. And all of these are starting to be clues now onto how your body reacts when it is faced with a negative person or a situation that also invokes very similar feelings. So now let's clear your mind from this person and just put them to the side. I'm not going to go into forgiveness and having a dialogue with them because I do believe in things like that, but I think that is a episode for another time. For now, I'd like you to put that person and your feelings to that person to the side, or just clearing them out of your mind completely. And I'd like you to bring in a person that brings you absolute love and joy, someone that makes you so phenomenally happy, safe, and warm. Just someone that you absolutely adore. Safe and warm are emotions that I shouldn't be telling you to feel already, but let's just say it's someone that you absolutely adore. Now, let's just say it's an idol, or it's I don't know, like a very famous celebrity crush, or it is someone that you absolutely have in your life, like an amazing best friend, an amazing parent, sibling, relative, an amazing colleague, an amazing spouse, partner, or an amazing child, for example, as well. And just bringing them now into your mind's eye. So closing your eyes and thinking about them, and just thinking about how much, when you see them, you can feel as if they're there in front of you. You can imagine maybe hugging them because, by seeing them and being with them, it just makes you want to feel them being closer to you. And so holding that person in your arms and just feeling the sensations that are going through your body and the emotions that you're feeling. Are those emotions lighter ones, quote unquote lighter ones, where it's joy, it is love, it is happiness, it is contentment, it is excitement, perhaps. It is just overwhelming happiness and joy and love, and whatever other emotions that are coming to you. If it's just positive and that's just the word, then it's fine. Or light, if that's just the word, that's fine. And then also seeing into your body, how does that manifest on a physical level with your cells in your body? Is it open? Is it lighter? Is the chest a little bit more open and ready to receive, meaning the heart is moving outwards, wanting to draw in like a magnet more of this positive energy? I don't know if you notice, but for me, especially when I do feel negative emotions, I can feel the chest turning inwards, the shoulders slouching downwards, and the chest moving further away, as if to run away or further protect it and move away from the energy. But then when there's love and when there's someone that brings out that sort of love and exuberant energies, then I feel as if my chest opens upwards, the shoulders are back, and there is this gravitation for the heart to be closer towards these wonderful, loving energies as well. And so I implore you, I highly, highly request that you tune in to learning how your body responds to your emotions. And a simple exercise every day is to go through a range of emotions and just seeing how your body responds to them. And one of the ways is to just sit with yourself and feel into the body, going, I am love, I am joy, I am happiness, I am peace, I am contentment. And you can do this with positive emotions to just observe how the body is after you say the sentence. And I recommend you giving yourself at least 30 seconds to a minute after each statement. But you can also do this with negative emotions. I am frustrated. I am anger. I am pissed off. I am depressed. I am despondent. I am sad. I am disappointed. I am lost. And again, doing the same thing with negative emotions and just observing after 30 seconds to a minute how it feels in the body. And that way you start to tune into your body a little bit more deeply about understanding how the emotions manifest in your physical body. You can also use a reference, of which I'll put the links below, but there's a great book by David R. Hawkins called The Map of Consciousness Explained, or The Power versus Force. And if you go to David R. Hawkins' Map of Consciousness, you will find literally this graph of all the emotions in ranking. And it's very interesting, but if you were to just go to this list, for example, and start at the very bottom, and it starts off with shame, and then guilt, apathy, grief, fear, desire, anger, pride, courage, neutrality, willingness, acceptance, reason, love, joy, peace, and enlightenment. Just starting into your body, and there is a wonderful map of emotions that I can also put a link towards in the notes section of this episode, because these are just some of the emotions. These are just the big broad category of emotions, but there are so many sub emotions underneath that. And if you were to just feel into your body as you go through this, and just feel into the body, what does shame feel like? When was the last time you felt shame? And when was the first time or what is your earliest memory of feeling shame? And, surrounding emotions of shame is humiliation, feeling miserable, despising, for example. And just feeling into that emotion and being like, I feel shame, I am shame, for example. And feeling where it is in the body, and then releasing that and saying, I accept this for who I am, because I am still human at the end of the day. I have emotions, and there's nothing wrong with feeling the feeling of shame. But I now know, and I'm conscious of where it is and how it feels in my body. And I also know not to wallow in this feeling, because the important thing is you should feel all emotions, but we highly recommend from the master side that you don't wallow in it. You don't allow it to leach into your system, take over and a hold of your system so that it has power over you. And so if you acknowledge, you feel it, and now you say, I thank you for it. I thank you for teaching me the lessons you needed to teach me. See if you can find a lesson it needed to teach you of why that experience led you to where you are today, and why it's no longer relevant because you are not that age anymore. You are not in that place anymore. You are no longer that person. You are your person now. Then say thank you and feel and let it go. And you can move up to another good emotion after that just to balance it out. So feeling the opposite emotion, which could be acceptance, and feeling acceptance within yourself and forgiveness for the fact that you were once someone, now you have evolved into someone else. Forgiveness to someone else for whatever they may have done to you, to feel that shame. Acceptance that everyone goes through their own paths and everyone has their own styles of learning, their own pathways and durations of learning. They're all on their own path at their own times. Having that acceptance within your heart and feeling that acceptance, where that is in the body and how that manifests. And then helping that to further let go of the previous negative memory. It just helps you to start understanding how these different emotions in your body are manifesting within the body and the body centers, as well as within the physical body as well. And so I request that you try this process. Check up on David R. Hawkins' map of consciousness graph and see how this feels for you. I'm very curious in, your experiences, and if you'd like to write to me, please do. My email is in the show notes below. It is info@sfamilywellness.com, S for Singapore. And if you like this episode, do like, share, and subscribe. As well as if you're interested in any of my services, whether it be a reading for astrology, Akashic Records, or even an Astro Akashic reading, or you would like to address a specific issue and we could use tools of hypnosis in that, do get in touch with me as well. But it's such an important thing, I think, besides just understanding belief systems, is also understanding how the emotions are resonating in your physical body. And so once you move through this levels of, understanding how shame feels, guilt, apathy and grief, fear, desire, anger, and desire in the craving sense of desire, anger, pride, courage, neutrality, willingness, acceptance, reason, love, joy, peace, and enlightenment. When you can feel all these different levels and the different emotions that come along with it, and seeing it in the body, I then ask you to consider the next step, which is when you feel one of these negative, so-called negative emotions. And honestly, emotions, there are no good and bad with it. There's negative and positive is just because of the density of the emotion, really. And the less dense it is, the more quote unquote positive of an emotion it is. But your ability to manifest the dream life that you wish, or manifest anything in general, is more coherent with lighter energies. And the stronger the lighter energies are, the more power you have in creating the life of your dreams. And so I believe one of the ways to understand it is also sometimes to go through the different levels of emotions, from the heavier, denser ones, from the slash negative ones, to then the lighter and positive ones. And then when you are faced with a situation where you are feeling that dense negative / emotion, then you have the opportunity to also then move into the positive one very quickly and not allow yourself to wallow and allow the dense emotion to take a hold of you. So I hope this was a helpful podcast. I look forward to any feedback, and I hope you like, comment, and share this podcast with anyone that you feel would resonate with this information. Do give us a like, do give us a review. It always helps. And thank you so much for tuning in. And I look forward to catching you on the next episode of Shift with Shubra. Thank you, and bye for now.